Run, river, run, run through the hills. Run, river, run to the sea. Run, river, run to your place beneath the sun. Run, river, run over me. Run.
Hi, this is Jan Lewis. Today we have Bonnie Combs, and Bonnie comes in to visit us. Welcome, Bonnie, from Blackstone. She's the marketing director of the cleanups in the Blackstone Valley. Did I get that one right?
Yep.
I got that one right. This is something that I read about, I think it was in our town crier, and she's got an awful lot to share with us. I think today is Earth Month. This month is Earth Month. Tell us what this is all about, Bonnie.
Okay, so I'm from the Blackstone River Valley National Heritage Corridor, and in 2015 we created a new program called Trash Responsibly, which you'll see here on our car litter bag. And it was an effort to address the litter problem we have and help protect our watershed and natural resources. And I had been a volunteer with the corridor for 10 years, cleaning the river, taking care of the watershed. It's one of my passions, so I was really excited when I came on to be able to work on this program. And one of the first things I did was really tackle the litter problem and reaching out to all 25 communities to see what they do and get a good picture, and then we lend our resources to the different communities to do the cleanup. So I have a lot of them scheduled to tell you about.
Oh, you just got a lot of clean. Now, here in Upton, we have one scheduled?
Yes, April 27th.
April 27th.
Yep.
Where do they meet?
We're going to meet at the...
if you have it right here. If you can zero in on that,
here.
Paul. You want to hold it? You might want to hold it up a little bit, too.
Sure. So Saturday, April 27, 10 o'clock, we're going to meet at the VFW parking lot at 15 Milford Street. And you can pre-register at tinyurl.com/Upton Cleanup.
Now, after that, we have who's coming after that? Which town?
Well, actually, depending on when this gets aired, but we're kicking off in Uxbridge on Saturday, April 6th. So you can
that's
go
coming right. That's
to
Saturday.
Our website, right?
Yeah.
So Saturday, April 6th, Town Common, 9 o'clock. We're kicking it up a few notches this year. We'll have T-shirts for those who can still pre-register. And we're having a competition for who picks up the most trash. There'll be the grand prize is 10 VIP tickets to the fireworks in Uxbridge.
Well, don't forget the bulletin boards downstairs at the Upton Library. They are for you to do you have one for the Upton one coming up?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yep. That too.
This is terrific.
Yep. And so
what do they do? Just bring themselves and get ready to clean?
Right. So what we do at the corridor is we manage the Volunteers in Parks program on behalf of the Blackstone River Valley National Historical Park.
Yeah.
So when you volunteer with us, you're essentially volunteering with the national park, and we provide litter picker, safety vests, gloves, and whatnot. And we work with the town, and we identify streets that need cleaning. And then after the cleanup, people come back, return the equipment, which is key. We need those vests back for the next cleanup.
Sure.
And then there'll be refreshments provided by area restaurants. That's what's happening there. That's the Uxbridge one. The second week of April is a big effort called the Blackstone River Watershed Wide Cleanup Day. And how this differs is the two watershed councils associations are coming together. So the Blackstone River, if people don't know, it's very historic. It worked very hard. It's 46 miles long, and it runs from Worcester to Providence. And there are two watershed groups.
Yeah.
And so in Massachusetts, it's the Blackstone River Watershed Association. And then in Rhode Island, it's the Blackstone River Watershed Council / Friends of the Blackstone. So they're coming together. And this cleanup is going to be a little different. The town cleanups focus mostly on street litter, trying to beautify the areas. There are a lot of other issues at our waterways that need attention. So this day is set aside to get into near the streams, the rivers, ponds, lakes, what have you, and pull out litter that way.
I love what you can adopt a site, adopt a storm drain, and it says don't pollute flows to waterways. This you can put. How does this work now? This is adorable.
So that's okay, so I'm working on a proclamation in both Massachusetts and Rhode Island to declare that the month of May as Storm Drain Awareness Month. So on this flyer, you'll see, maybe you can't see here, but they're everywhere, dirty storm drains. And been on my mind for a while to create a program to create awareness, because we all hear about plastic ocean,
Yeah.
and it doesn't just get there through ocean liners and whatnot. It happens. It starts right here,
Yeah.
and a little piece of litter makes its way to the storm drain, into our rivers, and flows into the bay, and that's how we get plastic ocean. So I want to create a program, get some cleanups about that, and we applied for a grant to get, these are called storm drain markers, and we applied for a grant to get a lot more of these. They come with epoxy. You can't just put these on, you have to work with each town's DPW and get permission, and then these would be located just above the storm drain, just to create that extra layer of awareness, because it's hard to. Some
Did
people
you
don't
design
get the,
that?
No, that's a company that makes those. So
This is something she showed me too. Leave only footprints. In other words, don't show your garbage out. You made this.
yep, this is an art project I did for.
Get this.
It was Alternatives, now Open Sky. Every year they have an art palette contest, and you can design your art palette any way you wish. And as people know me, I love to talk trash. And
Okay.
I thought, and I'm into recycling
Yeah.
and repurposing, and I thought, I'm going to try to go to the river. There's this one spot that I know that it's like a beach, and everything washes up there. It's like a strainer. And I took a couple buckets, and I went down, and I picked up a ton of plastic. It was just starting to snow, and in it, too, was a Barbie leg.
I'm looking at this Barbie
There
doll
was a
leg.
Barbie leg, and I just couldn't wait to get home. I let it all dry out, and as I started, I didn't know what I was going to do with it all, but it kind of came together, and the Barbie leg actually inspired me, because I have her stepping from the shore like she's, by the water, and so the message is leave only footprints, and the collected litter is to message about plastic ocean. I have a bicycle reflector, a little like an army figurine, something, and a coffee stirrer to pretend like he's fishing, and it just illustrates the issue we have with trash getting into our waterways. So I named it Leave Only Footprints.
Leave
So,
Only
and what's great
Footprints.
is I now
That's great.
have this artwork that now travels with me. So when I do talks and events and things like that, it's become a showpiece.
Bonnie, if somebody wants to participate, how can they get a hold of you?
You can find me at the Blackstone Heritage Corridor. Our website is blackstoneheritagecorridor.org, and our phone number is 508-234-4242.
Now, it doesn't cost a thing to be a volunteer for this. You just bring yourself and help out. They all get T-shirts, right?
No, some towns do. So this
Okay.
year, a couple, Premier Real Estate and Think Local Printing came together in Uxbridge to do the T-shirts. So we've been doing this for a few years, and each year the more and more community partners come together. So I don't want to forget a couple others if I can. Mendon, our neighbors in Mendon, that cleanup is April 20th.
Okay.
And that's 9 to noon. And talking about community coming together, the Mendon Lions provide lunch. They bring their grill.
Oh, they
grill
do?
burgers and hot dogs. They provide the
Oh.
lunch. And Earth Limited at Southwick Zoo. So
Yep.
Southwick Zoo provides, this year they're going to do free children's admission tickets. So bring your family out, get the kids out, get them to help
Have you met
volunteer.
Betsy Brewer? She's
Yes,
been on here many
she-
times.
She's
Yeah.
very much behind this
terrific,
effort.
yeah.
And we have a new supporter, Custom House Realty, this year. And last year they gave out free books for the kids that talked about taking care of our planet. So that's another example of community. And then we're going to end our cleanup tour this year in Blackstone, where I live.
Yeah.
That's going to be May 4. And the Polish club is going to give lunch there. So it's
Oh.
and the Metacomet Land Trust
Will
is
you have
getting
T-shirts
involved
there?
this year. No,
No,
t-shirts.
lunch
No.
though. That's good.
No. So again, we'd love more businesses that want to get involved and
Yeah.
step up, that want to help sponsor a T-shirt. That would be great.
Mm-hmm. How
but
many businesses help sponsor this for you?
this is all just driven through us. Like I said,
Mm-hmm.
businesses pitch in different ways. I know that local businesses here in Upton have chipped in to do refreshments. I've seen the men's club come, and they've had shirts of their own. So it just kind of evolves, and it's a really wonderful thing.
What
to
before we
see.
go? What is this now over here, Paul? Can you focus in on this? Volunteer. Imagine the possibilities. What's that?
That's so our volunteer coordinator Suzanne Buchanan, she that's her tagline, imagine the possibilities. And she is like a magic maker. Whoever comes into our program, she really gets to know them and tries to match up their interests. So case in point, before I forget, is the birding program. You had our birders on
Yeah.
before, Beth and Paul Milkey.
That's okay.
And they came together and they actually joined a prior bird walk and demonstrated their interest and skill. So Suzanne's all about matching people up. And then we create programs based on people's skills and passions. We even have a photography ambassadors club now, which is new.
A photography ambassadors.
Ambassadors, right.
Now, what's that?
So we have, again, these are all volunteer programs, and the ambassadors, what they do is they take photos at our events, they go to historic homes and photograph homes, and then they make these pictures available. We're working on a big show that's going to be at the Museum of Work and Culture in September,
Where's that?
in Woonsocket.
In Woonsocket.
Yep,
Okay.
and that's one of our centers, the visitor center. You can go there, but in September, and always on Labor Day, the museum is free in
Yeah,
September.
yeah.
So people will be able to come and see the exhibit, see the photography,
Sure.
and learn more about what we do. And May is National Bike Month, and we're celebrating that in a big way. We're going to be partnering with Mass DCR and the Universal Access Program and All Out Adventures to provide a series of free rides. We did this one day last year. We've got additional funding, so now it's 5 rides. So people of all disabilities would be able to get on a bicycle and experience the Blackstone River Bikeway.
Do you bike too? Do you do it?
Yes.
You do.
So the only thing, we have Bikeway ambassadors. Naturally, these volunteers help provide the pedal power and assistance for the rides. You'll find information on our website. And the key to that, though, is they have to call this special phone number. They have to call All Out Adventures directly, because what they do is they interview the client to find out what the disability is, so they can match them up with the
What's
right
that
bicycle.
phone number? Do you have that handy?
I don't have it off the top of my head.
What's
but
the
we have-
website again you have now?
Our website is blackstoneheritagecorridor.org.
What is this? This is fascinating. Where'd you get
So I
that
take
map?
that down. So we have maps. This is I put both sides on the board. This is a map so people can appreciate the boundaries of the Blackstone River National Heritage Corridor. It expands from, like I said, Worcester to Providence. There's 14 communities in Mass and 11 in Rhode Island. And then if you want to flip it over,
Yep, this
the
is
other
beautiful.
side, that's the view of the watershed, which
Yeah.
expands, like it overflows a little bit into some other communities. But this is our mighty Blackstone River, and you can see all the tributaries here. And so you get a good sense of how important it is to protect these natural resources.
Bonnie, how did you get interested in this? You're actually avid about it. Really, you have a lot of excitement. What brought you into it?
Well, you know, I used to work for Whole Foods Market for 15 years, and I got really into the green mission and everything about protecting the environment. And then I translated that passion for the environment into volunteering, and
Yeah.
I did my first river cleanup in 2005. And I've been on both sides of both Rhode Island and Mass, pulling water chestnut weeds out of the river, anything. I just love being out in nature, and it doesn't feel like work.
No,
And
yeah.
it's so special to leave something better than you find it.
Yeah.
And you can see what you've done. So at the end of the cleanup, naturally you pile up all the bags,
Yeah.
and you can feel good that you made a difference.
So when they fill those bags with junk, where do the bags go?
So we work with different partners. So some, like in Uxbridge, I want to give a shout out to Berkowitz, Tom Berkowitz Trucking. They're donating the dumpster for that day. So these cleanups don't come very easy. Every town works a little different and has different resources available.
Here in Upton, where they'll be meeting at the VFW, but where will they be cleaning up? Where
We're working with the town on identifying safe streets for kids. The Sign Up Genius, so the tiny URL, you can go there. So we'll have a list compiled of places that we should definitely hit, and then the town is going to go around and pick them up. So when they come to the event, they'll register what streets they're going to,
Yeah.
and then they'll have a list and know where to go to get the bags.
Now, what's that poster right there down there on the bottom?
This is just an extra one.
Okay.
For the watershed wide
Oh, yeah.
one. I was going to have a guest with me today, but she's not feeling well.
No,
so
she got sick. I hope it's not the flu
Right.
late in the season. Oh my goodness, that's all. So now you've been doing this since 2002,
2005.
2005. Do you have children, your own children, involved in it?
No, and that's part of what inspires me is what's my legacy. and what can I do? And I was very moved by a quote years ago, something about, leaving the world better than you found it. And I said, well, that's definitely something I can do. And I just saw this can here. This is my Fish Responsibly program I started a couple years ago because the more I'm by the water, I find a lot of discarded fishing line, bait, containers, lures, and whatnot. And it really bothered me. So I did some research and started having fishing line collection units installed at fishing places.
Yeah.
But this is a portable one.
That's the one with, is it the tennis balls coming?
Right.
Yeah.
So it's called Stow It, Don't Throw It. And
Yep.
I worked with a tennis club, 4-court, down in Cumberland, Rhode Island. They gave me 2 bags within 48 hours.
Jeez.
So the idea is you take the wrapper off and you give these out to fishermen to put discarded line in here, and it has a little tie wrap on it so the cap doesn't blow away. And the idea is when you're done fishing, take it away. So if they don't have recycling on site, you take it back. But the most fascinating thing I learned from my research is the company that makes the fishing line actually recycles it. So Berkeley Fishing, others may know it as Trilene, they have a program where they take the line and the spools and recycle it to make fish habitats.
So how do you reach all the fishermen we have around here?
Well, what I've done is I reached out to the bait shops and I asked if they would host the boxes.
Well, there's a Fin and Feather right up the street.
Right,
there.
so he was doing it already.
Yeah.
So what I did is I reached all the bait shops and asked if they would host the box, the collection box. It's free to mail back. And so then I made a map that I put inside the can so people know which bait shops they can go to
me see that a
to
second. This is
redeem
that's
to
terrific.
redeem their can, redeem the line. And the can is reusable. And the thing about the can is when you can't recycle something, it's best to find another purpose. I'm all about repurposing. So this is another use for the cans that would have gone to the landfill. And of course, if you can always store snacks in here, pens, pencils,
Sure.
all kind of odds and ends. So
So
think
if you
about
want one
that.
of these, Fin and Feather right up the street here in
Yep.
on 140 right here in Upton.
Yep, Jeff was already doing it before I asked.
When
so-
did he start doing it?
He has a big canister and he's been collecting it.
Never even heard of it. This is the first I've heard of it. I've seen a lot of people out there. It's the first they've heard about
So I
it.
know fishing season's
That-
starting, so
Yeah.
please keep that in mind. And I have a lot of these pre-made, so through our volunteer program, we have these all ready to go. I have a big, big bag full of them. So another plug, too, is the BRWA, the Blackstone River Watershed Association, does an annual Family Fun Fishing Day at Riverbend Farm, and that's going to be May 4th. So if you want to get your kids involved and learn about
Hey.
fishing and be part of the community, learn more about what the watershed does. The park supervisor there, Jody, installed one of the monofilament recycling, so it's right at the end of the footbridge there.
Oh. How again can they get a hold of you?
So you can find me. It's I'm Bonnie Combs, BlackstoneHeritageCorridor.org, or 508-234-4242.
Bonnie, what's the DCR?
That's
property?
Mass DCR, so Mass Department of Conservation and Recreation. They also have a cleanup on Saturday. So all our state parks, they have what they call Park Serve Day. And so Park Serve Day is the same day as this cleanup. So we wanted to let people know about
Sure.
both. Park Serve Day runs 9 to noon. Here in Upton at the Upton State Forest, the Friends of the Upton State Forest are running it. There'll be a Park Serve Day event at Riverbend Farm and Oxbridge as well.
Are you from this area, Bonnie?
I live in Blackstone.
Yeah, and all your life.
No, since 2013.
Where'd you grow up?
Metro West.
Oh,
Yeah.
so you're a neighbor.
Yes,
You
yeah.
like it. Blackstone's nice. I love that library.
And you know how, so it was a funny story. When I was looking for real estate, I didn't even know much about Blackstone. What attracted me was that it has a seasonal brook in it. As you could tell, I love water. So to be near a water feature was key. But I really wasn't sold because back then I didn't know enough about Blackstone. I wasn't working for the Valley yet. And I said, well, why would I want to live here? What's around here? And someone asked me if I had been to the Blackstone Gorge, and I hadn't. And I'm still
Where is
shocked.
that?
See, I'm still shocked that people don't know about this. It's a beautiful place. It's at the end of County Street off of Route 122 in Blackstone. I'm sorry. At the end of County Street, just Google it. There's no physical address. It's at the end of County Street, right off of 122. It was actually saved and preserved by our friends at the Metacomet Land Trust.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother story. Technically, it's a bi-state park. It's right on the border of Massachusetts and Rhode Island. There's beautiful trails right along the river that you would just, it's
Love.
phenomenal. And you'll see
Yeah.
the state marker in the woods, so you'll see the state line. There's an amazing waterfall, and there's a put in there so you can bring your canoe or kayak and go out just in front of the waterfall. And in fact, we also have a paddle club, so that's another volunteer program we have, and they're going to be kicking off their season in May, and they're going to be leading a paddle from the gorge. They just announced last night in September. We lead a Go program all month long, so watch for that. Different ways to get out and explore the corridor.
Yeah.
And also the BRWA leads a paddle for the Go program.
Bonnie, did you happen to major in environmental sciences in college?
I didn't.
What got you into this? I mean, really?
I got bit by the bug.
You got bit
You
by
get
the
out
bug?
there once you're in nature, and I learned a interesting thing about, once you get out in nature, it'll pull you in, and you'll naturally want to protect it.
That sounds really cool.
Yeah.
Do you go to schools to talk to the kids?
Yes, yep. We were at one of our volunteers is a green team leader at Whiten Elementary School in Uxbridge,
Yeah.
and we went in and presented about the storm drains. The Massachusetts Water Resources Authority has this great book called Dwayne the Storm Drain. So we went in and read the book to the kids
Yeah.
and told them about what we were doing.
Sure.
They're coloring the pages that we hope to bring to the grant breakfast. So, we love getting out because they're our future stewards, and we really
yes,
want to work with the
definitely.
youth and get more people interested in preserving and protecting these beautiful natural
Do
resources.
you know Viola Bramble?
Yes.
Isn't she? I remember years ago when I started broadcasting in Northbridge, she was a guest, and she is still over at the
West Hill Dam.
West Hill Dam.
Yep.
She leads these interesting tours. I think there's also at night an owl thing or something. They go
Mhm.
over. There's a beach there.
Yep.
So you know her. She's a nice person.
Mhm.
She is really terrific. Now, what are your future hopes for the future? Coming up, maybe as the year progresses and we head for 2020. What do you think? Is anything major coming up?
2020. Well, right now I'm working on our Go program for September.
What's that?
So with the Go program, this is our 5th year, and we compile a 48-page book listing all the events happening in the Blackstone River Valley. And I actually did a special one for Upton last year, where we did a tour of this. It was about the ceremonial landscapes,
Yeah.
a heritage park, and then up in the woods. And we had someone come in and give a tour. First, he did a workshop, and then with the Narragansett tribe, he did a workshop and gave the history at our office. We had like 50 people come, and then we led the guided tour. It was a
Yeah,
2-part tour.
Sure.
So,
Of the Upton State Forest, right?
no,
Oh.
it was up on a road. We got special access.
Okay.
But I understand they lead monthly tours, and I can get you that info.
Oh, wow. That's great.
Yeah. So
Do you go to all the events?
I try to,
Oh,
but
that's important.
there's so many in the book that I can't be at every single one. But we're looking for people interested in preserving and then telling the story about history. So with the Go program as well, people lead bike rides, paddles, bird walks, nature walks, a history. History is really key. We want to work with local, all the historical societies.
Sure.
To
You've got
open,
one right across the hall here.
Exactly. So I want to do. I have something I want to do about hats.
Hats.
So anybody listening about hats, if you know Margot Bick, she's in Blackstone, and she has an extensive hat collection.
Is she that? I think I met her
She's on the board of selectmen.
many years ago.
She's
Is she a senior citizen?
I don't want to say.
There was somebody else with the name of Bagdasarian at the end of her name.
No, Margot Bick.
Yeah, it
No.
sounds familiar to
And
me.
so she has a very extensive hat collection, and she supposedly gave her last show recently, and I said, oh, you can't end it here.
Yeah.
So I already have a vision for the Go program. I want to create an event at a venue. It's right on the river, and I imagine a tea party. So I want ladies to dress up. Let's have a tea party with Margot. She dresses up in beautiful costume, and then she could come and talk about, but I want to tie it in with the Upton that hat history that's here.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
I've seen the hats on display at Town Hall.
Also,
so,
I think Grafton, didn't they have was it Grafton? They had a hat thing on 122.
So
Yeah.
anybody listening, please reach out to me because these are the kind of programs I want to create. And this is our 5th year, so I want to make it really special.
Again, before we have to go,
Yep.
how can they get a hold of you?
BlackstoneHeritageCorridor.org or 508-234-4242.
Aha. We can talk with Bonnie Combs, and she is the marketing director for this outfit, which is so cool. Now you're going to, so you're going to be, the Upton one again is when?
April 27 is Upton. Yep,
April 27th. What time at the VFW?
10 o'clock.
Okay. If you
To
feel
register.
like getting down and cleaning up, you're provided with all the stuff.
The gear,
Yeah,
yeah.
and why not, right?
Yep.
Thank you, Bonnie, for
Thank
being
you.
with us. A lot of us had no idea about it.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll see you next time. I'll be my guest. Good girl.